Okay, I'm going to share some things from my journal real quick. I wrote this on November 30th, 2024. And I was studying some words from this book right here. And the first the first word I studied was confidence, and it was steadfast inner spirit. So I started with Psalm 51 verse 10 and Psalm 57 verse 7. So in Psalm 51 verse 10, it says, "Create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me." And in Psalm 57 verse 7, "My heart is fixed, O God, my heart is fixed. I will sing and give praise." So those were the two scriptures that the book told me to go to. And then after that, I talked about a circus, because the Lord put a circus on my mind as a metaphor. I felt like the Lord told me a couple of weeks ago how the world is starting to look like a circus. Um, okay. The Lord was showing me, when you don't follow Him, the world will start to look like a circus. Ironically, that is how it is today. Men dressing like women, kids acting like cats, adults acting like children, and getting mad over dumb stuff. It's ridiculous. That's why we should be trying to work things out instead of fighting. But people don't want to work things out. Instead, they just fight and don't speak no more. When we choose our flesh over God, people do some very stupid things. So, when I wrote that, oh man, I don't know about you guys, but I definitely feel passionate right now just sharing that with you. So I know it was meant for me to share that with somebody today. But yes, it is true. Especially in a lot of churches, people don't get along very well, and they get into arguments, and they don't want to try to work things out. They just decide to be childish and be like, well, I'm not speaking to them, I'm not talking to them. It's like, well, okay, but the Lord doesn't like it when His children fight and don't get along. But you have some Christians who, um I'm not saying all Christians act childish. Some of them are very mature in their walk with God, and then you have some who are not as mature, and because of that, they have a tendency to get angry with the ones that take their walk with God seriously, and they sometimes misunderstand them, and Satan gets in their mind and makes them think all of these crazy things about them. So yes, um it actually tells us that Satan is the accuser of the brethren. Um, Give me a second. Now, this right here is one of my favorite journal entries that I wrote back in July 3rd of 2024. So I watched a scene from Lost Boys 2, and at the beginning they kill the vampire who owns the beach. And ironically, someone in the comment section said it was weird how he couldn't spot fellow vampires. But earlier today, I was watching a video of someone saying we are the body of Christ and Jesus is the head. I notice on the vampire movies, they tell you to take the head because the head is the most important part of the body. Keep in mind, I'm not telling you to watch vampire movies. I'm just using this as an example. That's what Satan is trying to do. He can't remove Jesus, but Jesus is too powerful, because Jesus is too powerful for him. But he will try to get us to remove ourselves from the head. That Christian guy said one tactic Satan will use is getting you to attack a fellow Christian. Those vampires were attacking a fellow vampire, which is very weird. So yeah, I just felt like that was something I needed to share. So yeah, Satan is trying to get